This could be your year. Make an old man proud of you. Forget about the tears on the level. See me eye to eye. Stand up like a man, even from the other side. On the level. On the level. Never had a choice. Never had a chance. Never had a voice.
Finish them.
Hello, and what's up? And welcome to another Mograph Mocast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt. You're going really mellow today.
Hello. I'm mellow.
Welcome to another Mograph podcast.
I'm a little hot. I didn't adjust my camera. I'll have to do that here in a second. But welcome
That's
to the
all right.
show. We've got a little headline show ready for you today. And if you saw that little preview there, that little video, we'll be talking about that in just a little bit. Glad we managed to get this together today. I was getting everything ready up until literally 10 seconds ago, so
I had faith in you. I knew you were going to do it.
nothing improves performance like the last second. So,
Oh.
you know, we're almost there. I'll fix my hotness later.
I need to adjust my cup to where once
You
you
gotta
drink
have
it.
the logo
Hold
on the right side. There you
There
go.
we go. Get that
Camp
Camp Mograph logo.
Yeah, that's right. So we got a good show. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. We're actually on TikTok right now. I'm hoping people are watching on there. I'm looking to see.
TikTok.
But if you could tap the screen, get them likes, copy the link so it shares.
Will they
whatever.
shadow ban you if you ask for likes?
No. You can do
Like
that.
YouTube does or something?
No, you ask people because liking is like tapping the screen a whole bunch, and the more you tap it, more like it goes up to the FYP. That's kind of
Gotcha.
that's how it works. And you get more like you can share, but sharing is just copying the link. You don't have to send it to anyone because they're assuming that
Gotcha.
you're sending it to somebody. But
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So I need
so
to do
follow
that.
us on all the things for show clips and other gems. We got some other shorts and things coming up. A lot of good clips that we've been posting on Reels and things too. So follow us there. And also, one of the reasons we're able to bring you all that stuff is because of our sponsor, OTOY. And OTOY is our 2024 universal sponsor. They're the reason that we can bring you more in 24. You know what I'm saying?
What are you going to do for 25? Do you already have it planned out?
Oh, I hit the wrong button. Hold on.
Yeah, you
Oh,
did.
no. Oh, no. I ruined it all. It's all ruined. That's the one thing that I have to figure out is, I always accidentally bring up the wrong thing on my right side. Anyway, I'm going to try it again. Here we go. I have two.
Yeah, there we
I
go.
have two Stream Decks. That's the thing. So
Jeez. Why don't you get just one Stream Deck, like one of the massive ones?
I have a massive one and a small one.
Oh, never
And
mind
I'm
then.
still like, yeah. And the problem is that the OTOY thing doesn't come up with my right-handed Stream Deck.
Gotcha.
I have the right-handed Stream Deck and I can switch back and forth, but
Right,
it doesn't
right.
switch in the OTOY parameters. Yeah, it's crazy
Gotcha.
complicated. Anyway, OTOY. Now that you've seen
Yes.
a preview of all of our headlines for the day, this is why I need more time to prepare. I could not be preparing Monday morning. This is not good. They're the makers of Octane Render, and the Render Network. With Octane Render and the Render Network, you can make beautiful renders, and you can render them quickly. You all know Jules. He was just on the show. So make sure you go to otoy.com, thank Jules, and thank OTOY for making our show possible and bringing you more in 24. You know what I'm saying? So we're just going to go right into it. Oh, we've got a poll follow-up from last week, by the way. Last week's poll was, are we effed? Last week's poll.
That's too tight. It's too close for my comfort. Yeah.
Well, yeah, 48% said yes. 52% said no, but it was neck and neck. It was going back all week, I think. So, I don't know. We'll see. You know, we got that death clock, you know. So we'll just keep an eye on it. We're 90 seconds till midnight. So, we'll see what happens. So, let's go ahead and just get into headlines, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay, now I'm going to make sure that I have all my things on my right hand working. Good. Good. I can go to you. Camera 1. Camera 2. Okay. The digital art deathmatch. This is...
Y'all, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah. It's here.
I'm excited about this.
It's the last stop of the DAT tour, technically, officially. It's the digital art deathmatch at Beeple Studios. This is going to be May 4th in Charleston, South Carolina. So make sure that you go to our Slack, because our community gets first dibs at this. So go to our Slack channel. It's the Digital Art Deathmatch Slack channel. And if you're not
on
a
the
member of the
Mograph.com Slack,
yeah, on the Mograph.
If you're not on the Slack, email us and we'll send you an invite.
Yeah. There's going to be art showcases. There's going to be speakers. There's going to be a bracketed deathmatch where people will face off, doing like 10-minute dailies, essentially, right?
Yes.
So everybody who ends up on the pool, which, you know, we will be announcing speakers and how to participate soon. That's coming next. Just make sure you get on the list just to come. If you want to participate, that's going to be the next thing that we'll get into here. You know, there'll be some links that go out and things, and we'll show you how you can get involved, because there will be brackets, and these brackets will have stations of computers set up. People will be doing multiple people at once from the brackets, right? It'll be like 8 computer stations set up, and 10 minutes to do a daily based on a prompt of some sort. 10 minutes, go, and it's going to be rowdy.
Yeah,
it's going to be rowdy.
So the video that Dave is showing right now, we did a
run through,
a test of it. We invited a bunch of people out, you know, to come hang out at Beeple Studios last June or July, and we did like basically a test to see if this would actually, if this would work, and we had so much fun. It is going to be y'all. You don't know how great it is and how much fun it's going to be until you're there. And you could be like, whatever, 10-minute renders, but it is like we all participated, and it was intense, and it was fun, and it was rough, and it was great. And it was one of the most fun things I did last year was that test run.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things about it too, we didn't have we had a considerable amount of people there, but we didn't have too many people there. But you can imagine though, this plus, I don't know, 600 people around screaming and yelling, and rooting you on, you know, it's gonna get rowdy.
It's going to get rowdy, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah.
It's going to be so fun. So there'll be more coming from that soon. I think I can go ahead and say this, that Nick Campbell is going to be the MC.
Yes.
We won't talk about the speakers or anything, but you can see Nick Campbell here in the thing. He is going to be the MC. It's going to be great. There'll be a panel of judges. We're going to announce all that stuff pretty soon. But just if you want to go, South Carolina, May 4th.
May 4th. Yeah.
Star Wars Day. Make sure that you go to our Slack. Okay, so
yeah, we'll have more information there. Or if you've got questions like where should I stay, or what airport or anything like that, the Slack's the best place to get a hold of us.
Right.
Yeah. Or you can email us directly, info@mograph.com.
Yes, and if you hadn't heard from us recently, please try again. We upgraded the website, and so like the little mail form was not sending. So if you don't hear from us, like on Slack, you usually hear from us right away, like same day.
Yeah.
So all right. So before we go to headline number 2, I just wanted to do a poll a little early today because we're going to come back around, kind of make sense later on. But the poll today is: do you think that Unreal will ever replace popular DCCs completely? That's this week's poll.
Here's the question. Here's a question on that. Are you talking about replacing all, or do you think people are still going to use some? Like V-Ray, for example, is still around and still get used, but it's not a majority. It doesn't have a majority share, now of like render engines.
That's a render engine. I'm talking about replacing Blender, Cinema 4D.
Oh. All right, if that's the case.
As like this is what everybody uses to animate, because we won't get into it yet because I'll talk about it in another headline. But that's where I want to start. Do you think Unreal will ever replace popular DCCs? Like right now, if you're going to animate something, it's going to be Cinema 4D, it's going to be Blender, it's going to be Maya. Some people are using Unreal, but do you think it's going to be like the majority moves over to Unreal? Because I don't think so. So I'm going to say
I don't
no
think so either
on that. But a lot of people.
I said no.
I won't get into it. We'll talk about it later.
If you had changed it to where, do you think a good majority of people are going to be rendering in Unreal, in the coming years or something? I would almost certainly say yes. Like, I think that pipeline, especially with what Maxon's been coming out with, with that we'll get into, with the new updates and stuff. I think that's, and then OTOY already has the real-time stuff in Unreal. I can see it. I could see it happening.
Okay, let's wait for that headline. Let's go to headline number 2.
We'll go back.
Because I want everybody to vote. Let me put this back up on the screen, though, so that everybody can scan it. Oh, look, see, it's coming in already. We got people voting. So scan the QR code. Oh, I was also going to say, now, this should work. If you go to mograph.com/weekly poll. Now, I know that, a very small handful of people in comparison watch the show. So if you're listening in your car, which is where probably most of the audience is, or at work in your ear pods, you can now go to mograph.com/weekly poll. It's an ugly page, but it will take you to this to where you can vote every week. It's going to be the same link every week. So if you want to bookmark it or whatever so you can participate, we leave it up all week. It's active for podcast listeners. If you're not watching live, if you're not watching on YouTube, go there, tell us what you think, and and we'll review it next week. So we'll circle back around to that in a minute. So there we go.
Cool. Oh, sorry, you got me right mid yawn. So we announced for those who didn't know, we announced the mograph.com is in open beta for everyone, which we are super, super excited about. We had a bunch of people sign up already, which is great. I've seen a bunch of people upload their reels, which is fantastic. And some people even uploading their projects. It's really cool to see people, starting to use it. We've added almost twice as many groups as we had when we started, which is so fantastic. I'm really excited about that. But one of the major things, with this update is we accidentally messed up our reCAPTCHA, and our mail stuff wasn't going to us. So if you've sent us something in, I don't know, maybe even the past 6 months, we may not have
Well-
gotten that email submission from the website. So
I feel like
if you're
we were
asking
getting
for a Slack invite or something like that,
yeah.
feel free to shoot us either an email or the submission is now working.
Well, I feel like we got actually like almost 3 or 4 Slack requests a day for a while, and I didn't realize all of a sudden we weren't getting any. I didn't think about it.
I know. For some reason, I just thought, I honestly thought we were just like not popular anymore. And I was starting to worry, but no, it's because our submission stuff has been down, also for those who are on the website who are using it, and if you find some like bugs or something, we added a report a bug form down at the bottom, so you just click on that. We're it's an open beta, so we're excited that people are using it. I'd love to see people use the activity feed more, and actually post some of their work or say what you're up to and stuff. I really like that feature of it. But yeah,
you might have to clean up that feed a little bit because it's showing like too much.
I did update that. So that was something that I actually updated last week. You may have seen so-and-so followed so-and-so, so-and-so, and like that was just it. So like I actually got rid of that functionality. So now it's just a straight feed of, what people are posting and stuff like that. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for the new Mograph.com. If you're not on, if you have an OTOY account, you have a Mograph.com account. We use a OTOY single sign-on, so feel free to log in. It uses your initially uses your OTOY forum username, but you can go in and change that in your settings to if you want to be something else. So, but yeah, you can sign up. Go to Mograph.com and click the login button and sign in through your OTOY account. If you don't have an OTOY account, you can make one and you'll be in. Super excited.
And are the nickname things working yet, or no? We're still working on that?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Nope,
cool,
it's all good.
cool.
Yeah, we were able to fix that so we announced the show on Monday, and we were working through like a display name. The display name stuff was like, a whole reason why we held back for like a couple months is because we needed to get that display name because you can't, like, whatever your OTOY forum name is, like, it was stuck as that and you couldn't change it through OTOY. So luckily the guys over at big shout out to Matt over at OTOY was able to build in a display name thing, and so we were able to get that updated and then get everything updated to where it automatically updates your profile as well. So you're not stuck with cool guy 420 .mograph.com.
Chunky Lover 69.
For those who don't know, one of my favorite things about the new site is you can actually do subdomains. So like me, for example, on all my resume, I put all my work on my Mograph page and my demo reel and everything. I have it on my resume now as mattmilstead.mograph.com. That is my page.
Right.
I was really excited about it. That was the thing I was most excited about, was getting that subdomain so that I can tell everyone mattmilstead.mograph.com.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Now we have a recursive problem here. It's a very meta kind of bug, which is the bug report has a bug.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, I didn't even see. That's funny.
You need permission. How do you report that? The world's going to explode. One thing that I think a lot of people should be aware of, I believe there's, at your first login, sometimes there's a weird page API error that comes up. So you hit refresh and that goes away, but we're working on that too.
Yes.
I have no idea why it does that because I don't know enough about the web. So
right.
Anything else in there, or are we moving right along?
All right, the bug, the you need permission bug should be fixed now.
The bug no longer has a bug. The bug reporting no longer has a bug.
No, but we'll let people know. We'll keep people updated about new features and stuff. We have a whole slew of features that we're going to add. We are really excited about the updates that hopefully are coming this year, for the website, and we look forward to everyone using it. Hop on mograph.com and sign up.
Cool. Yep. Dances for Peas says looks like it's working. Went to a Google form. Yeah, we have just a Google form for the bugs. So
yeah,
we appreciate everybody helping us with that. We're going to craft it into something that everybody enjoys, and we're going to do the changes that people ask for because we want it to be something that everybody loves to use. So there we go.
In addition to some really cool things that we want.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. So Maxon has done some software updates this week. I don't know what you would call it. I don't know what the point number is or anything. I didn't really look that up.
I don't know. I don't know. They just been pushing updates, which has its ups and downs, but
Well, the biggest thing is that I don't really install anything right away anyway, so
I know
don't
you
even
don't
realize that some of these.
Not a lot of studios do either. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Winkleman doesn't either.
No.
He's on like
what?
R15. I don't know. R15 and Adobe. No, not Adobe. Macromedia Fireworks. Right.
Macromedia Fireworks.
Yeah.
I just learned Shift C yesterday.
So some of the updates that they have, you got Redshift support for hardware accelerated ray tracing on Apple M3 devices, which I guess is great for people who have Apples and Redshift. I have neither of those, so I can't attest to whether or not that's good or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anyone who has an M3 right now. I'm still waiting for the Mac Studio M3 to come out, and I'm gonna upgrade to that one. Like I love my Mac Studio. It's my favorite computer.
I don't even know. I didn't even know M3. What are M3s in? They're
laptops? In the laptops right now.
I didn't even know they were out.
Yeah.
Okay.
The M3s are out, but there's not the M3 Ultra or whatever like goes in the Mac Studio and the Mac Pro. So I have a feeling they'll probably announce those later on this year, and then I mean this is an amazing computer. And the M1 Ultra is just fantastic. And being able to finally work like back in the Mac ecosystem and stuff like that, I'm telling you, man, if you bought one, you'd be like, all right, I'm in.
Well, I wouldn't be able
They're just expensive for like what, they're expensive and you don't get a lot of GPU speed. It's like the equivalent of like a 3070, which is fine if you've got a million other render nodes, especially with, Octane working cross-platform now. I don't have any issues. It's fantastic.
Well, the only thing that I would be able to use it for is as a Mac, which is just using my mail and using my it would never replace this workstation here. There's no way I could do all this streaming stuff with a Mac. It's just impossible.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know about that.
All the NDI stuff and the Streamlabs stuff. I
got to get that FireWire back.
Yeah.
Use some of your old stuff.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Well, okay, so other things that they have, a new Houdini plugin for Redshift. I was trying to see any details on it, but their website didn't even say anything about it. So I was a little confused about like what that is. It just said quality of life updates. So maybe it's just back-end repair stuff. I have no idea.
Maybe it's having to do something with like pulling attributes or something like that. Yeah.
Well, QOL.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But as far as like other things are concerned, let's see. We've got the asset browser, right? The asset browser, you can now hover over things in the asset browser to see it animate, kind of like a YouTube thumbnail or something, so it kind of animates. You've got the comprehensive support for browsing and adding Adobe Substance materials. I think a lot of people are excited about that. So a lot more with Adobe
the Substance stuff has been a big thing that people are excited about. Like I see it all over X and hopefully soon Mograph.com. People talking about how excited they are about the new Substance editions.
Mm-hmm. And let's see, the other thing that they got is the exported GLTF files, or the GTFO files as I call them.
GTFO files.
They now include skin deformations, which is cool, I guess. Like I guess I don't know what people are exporting those out for exactly, but yeah, I don't know. I guess that's good. But also,
the only thing I've seen GLTF stuff is in like online, doing it through a web browser or something like
Facebook.
that.
I mean, it's cool that it does that. It's just like I don't know what people are using that for.
Right.
Because like for me, my question is, can we get point level easing for the love of God?
Right.
And stop telling me that I can do linear points and then time remap them. It's a giant pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Why can I not do point level easing? Everybody does all sorts of cool looking graphics and they're 2.5D, and you want to animate splines and you want to make them look good. Can you ease them? No. Because
I mean, you can put them into a pose morph and ease those, but that's an extra step.
Yeah. That's just like a pose morph with extra steps.
That's good.
Let's see what else we got here. USD export now incorporates support for PSR animations. We can get...
That's cool.
Yeah. But that's why I say, we've got... it has support for PSR animation, but can you ease it?
Right.
Anyway, more robust connection between Cinema 4D and ZBrush. Also now in Cineware, the UE5
that
Datasmith
I am very
plugin.
excited about.
Yeah, lots of improvements to it. Direct link for Cinema 4D and transfer of animations has been updated. Not something I play with a lot, but I think you do.
Yes, I have messed with this. And actually, this is probably my favorite update. I was waiting for this, and I wasn't sure how long it was going to be before they added in the ability to add animation to it. But the live direct link stuff is really cool. It's very similar to the way After Effects and Premiere work, where you have a project in Cinema, you can direct live link it over to Unreal, go through Unreal, do your stuff, and then come back to Cinema if you want to make adjustments. And it's very cool. And now that it's updating animations, just, so much better. That was the one thing that was really holding them back, I think, was the animations. It was cool that you could bring in, your stuff from Cinema, but you couldn't bring in the animation, so it was kind of worthless. You had to go, if you wanted to bring in animations, you either have to do it through FBX or Alembic, or do it through the Datasmith import stuff.
Yeah.
My whole life for the past 2 or 3 months, any of the work that I've done has all been Unreal, and so this is a big quality of life stuff. Yeah. I wish biggest thing is I wish they could. They will get a much higher group of people using it if they can get almost a 1-for-1 look on the lighting and the textures. That's the thing that you basically the work the workflow for it, in my opinion, is go through, do all your animation in Cinema, get that good to go, and then don't do any lighting or any texturing or anything like that, then bring it into, Unreal Engine and do all of it from there.
Yeah, Brett said pretty minor update. It is a pretty minor update. I would say that the Unreal thing is probably the most significant thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Jeff
and I think some of the USD stuff, people have been asking for USD stuff. I mean, not me, and but I know there's
Oh yeah,
there's dozens of us.
Jeff Burns says GLB and GLTFs are used a ton for online gaming. That makes sense. That totally makes sense, and that's, I guess, why it's good for the skin deformations, because characters, right?
Yep.
Bring in your characters. Matt Himmon said one of his digital production guys from a show brought in an M3 laptop, and it just screamed through ProRes footage. I can see that with the ProRes footage.
Yeah, I will tell you, all my Adobe apps are a million times more stable on a Mac.
If I were just doing editing and a little bit of After Effects, I'd probably do that. I could see that, But other than that, I don't know. Yeah. So, but I think that's about it in that world. I am guessing that we're going to see more soon anyway, because it is you know, it's getting close to NAB, and we
Yeah,
usually see
absolutely.
something around then, right? So, you know,
Yep.
that's Q. That's Q. All right, what else we got?
The new so Merc is back.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about a couple of like AI things that came up this week that I think are really cool. You know, people, you know, all of us are complaining about AI art and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, it's a, you know, after the Sora stuff, this was actually a very welcome addition this past week. But Merc is, he's working on a new plugin called, I believe it's Aaron 4D. But basically, it's a direct link to, I'm not sure what.
Probably some stable diffusion back end.
Probably stable diffusion or something like that. But for me, I think this is awesome. It's a great way to like iterate or something like that. I think what would be, it's a great way to, you know, art direct your AI art and stuff like that, so that you can actually go through and like create something really quickly and iterate and art direct. I also think, and I think I saw this in one of his other posts, where it will, after you find the one that you want, you can then project that texture onto your actual stuff, which I think is really cool.
That was
you
a
know?
different
So it's,
thing, right? That was some other tool someone was developing, I thought.
No, I think this is still Merc. I think it's got the ability to add that in after the fact. It's like, okay, cool. This is good. Now let's go ahead and project that texture onto our actual geometry so that we can then animate it from there. Which is really, that's pretty rad.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be great for artists, you know, especially the art directability of it to be able to easily iterate. And then another thing that I really liked, I saw
by
this
the
one
way,
on TikTok,
before we move away from Merc, though,
yeah.
I am glad that they upgraded his AI so he could get back to work.
Yes. Yeah, it's good to have Merc back. Yeah. You know, I knew whatever he did was going to be awesome, and I have a feeling this is going to be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So the other thing that we found this week that I really liked, it's called Glygen, I believe. So it's, again, I think the biggest thing that with AI and using it in a workflow is going to be art directability. Like Sora, yes, looked awesome, but where's the art direction on that? You know, it's just stock photos. You know, once you can fully art direct something like that, it's going to be awesome. You know, and then I think that's probably where some of the jobs may start to move to, is, you know, more of like a art director or a creative director, you know, people who understand art history and understand, you know, basic design principles and stuff like that, who are able to actually direct this stuff. But the Glygen, it's pretty cool. So basically you give it a prompt, you tell it the things that you want in the scene. For example, this picture is like a woman and then a cat, and then you trace out where you want them to be or the size in relation as these little boxes and stuff. It's just really cool. And then on top of it, you can add like different styles. So someone put the Microsoft logo where it's just a flat design, or someone threw in, you know, the Starry Night by Van Gogh.
A spatial
you know,
prompt and an image prompt. That's
yes,
cool.
yeah. So it you know, it'll see the position and where you want it by the squares that you draw, and then you can also give it like an image and say match this particular style, which I think is really cool. You know, it's nothing for video, it's all images, but if you're wanting to build something out, I think it's a really cool thing, and I think that's I don't know, like that's where I want to see it going. You know, I want us to still keep the tools that we have and still keep the knowledge that we have and be able to more directly art direct something, you know.
Right.
That's what will help be successful. Like the stuff that it's why I thought all the stuff that Adobe is doing with it is good, because the generative fill stuff is just fantastic. You can art direct so much easier with generative fill, you know, and I don't think a lot of people are I don't hear a lot of people getting pissed off about generative fill, you know.
The best thing about generative fill is just circling something and hitting the button and it erases it.
Yes,
that's like the most magical thing.
Or like I ran into this. I did some work for body armor a few weeks ago where like I had to get rid of like a logo on a basketball or something, and it's like I got to match the shadows and everything, and it's like generative fill just does that. It just matches all the shadows. You know, you don't need to worry about it at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the type of stuff I want to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super excited to have Merc back. That's great. I'm really excited about that plugin. That will be something I buy day one.
Cool. All right, if you're watching live right now on TikTok, make sure you tap the screen. Get us on FYP. That would be really nice someday. But we got a follower goal going, too. We are only like 70-something away from our follower goal. So please follow us on TikTok. It's at mograph.com, all spelled out. Don't forget about the poll. Mograph.com/weekly poll. If you haven't done it, I'll bring it up right now just so you can scan it if you want to. You can see that some more numbers are coming in, so scan that because we're going to talk about that next real quick. We're going to take a break, and then we'll be on to Unreal.
Hi, my name is Sashia Dumont. I'm a writer, actor, and filmmaker.
Hi, my name is Paul Robinson. I'm a director, DP, and filmmaker. We are the creators and hosts of the Go Gorilla Filmcast, an online source for all things indie film.
We are a husband and wife film team and co-owners of Send 3 Productions, and we started this podcast for filmmakers like ourselves who were producing on micro budgets with skeleton crews.
Go Gorilla is a weekly podcast that features various talents in TV, film, and web series productions.
We've interviewed filmmaker powerhouses like Kestrin Pantera,
Richard Raymond,
Alex Ferrari,
Cassandra Ebner,
and Ryan Connolly. Amazing actors like Hannah Ward,
Lou Taylor Pucci,
Chris Wataski,
and Eileen Gruba,
groundbreaking cinematographers like Jody Lee Lipes,
and Jessica Lee Gagné, and many more.
We also offer weekly reviews of our favorite films and shows, which vary from low-budget first-time filmmakers to A-listers and everyone in between. Go Gorilla is proud to announce that we have officially joined the Mograph Podcast Network.
So if you love filmmaking as much as we do,
tune in every Sunday for a new episode of the Go Gorilla Filmcast, your source for all things indie film. Now available on the Mograph Podcast Network.
I wanted to talk about Unreal a little bit and talk about what we were talking about in the poll and talk about this, I don't know what you want to call it, this plague, epidemic. I feel like it is. That the problem is that when it comes to Unreal, did we just have a little bit of a internet glitch? Are we good? Are we still good?
I had something froze. Everything froze on my side for a second.
I think we're still good though. Everybody's still there. Everybody send us a chat. Are we still good? Looks like we're good. That's weird. It just glitched for a second. Anyway, looks like we're still running. So here's the problem. Here's the problem. And I don't hate me for this, okay? I'm not bashing on Unreal, but there are certain things that Unreal is good for, and there's certain things that it's not good for, and I don't feel like I feel like it's a big time buzzword right now, and I think that even some Unreal people that I've talked to about have admitted to the same thing, that it's just such a buzzword for clients and not necessarily for like designers, right? Although I do think that there are some people that are in Unreal that are going to try and do everything in Unreal despite it being more complicated, which is fine, whatever you want to do. The thing is that here's an example. I made a comment the other day. Somebody posted something in the virtual production Unreal Facebook group, right? And they posted something about how great it is and whatever, and it didn't look that great. Like not what they did. What they did was fine, but like, you know, it's like jagged edges, and especially the thing I don't like about Unreal is the depth of field. It's so fake. It's so fake.
It's very fake.
They take the edges of things and blur them, and you can still see the line through it. It just doesn't, and it's understandable why it doesn't work, but it's just, there are times when that completely makes sense, right? But I have noticed that, you know, talking to a lot of friends, right, that they are working with studios where for some reason they have to like convert stuff to Unreal. They don't have a reason for it. They're not putting it in a video game. they're not like they're not doing anything like interactive. It's just no, you're doing all this stuff for us, but also we're just gonna convert it to Unreal because reasons, right?
Yeah.
And like Chris says here in the chat, we're doing motion graphics, not making video games. The studios that get it in their head that they have to use Unreal because Unreal's their hammer and everything's a nail, right? So
yeah, I mean, I don't
that's
know.
What's killing me.
I've done a bunch of Unreal jobs over the past, few months, and I think the advantage that people are looking at with Unreal is a cost advantage, right? When you're not having to deal, when you're not one of the companies that I'm working with currently, their whole push to move to Unreal is so that they don't have to spend massive amounts of money on render farms, because we'd be working on gigantic LED screens and you need really high resolutions and stuff like that, and doing that through like regular rendering stuff is going to be ridiculous.
But here's the stories I keep hearing is that people design this stuff and then they convert it all over to Unreal, and it's not real time because the client wants all of these things,
right?
And then we're back to rendering again. So what's the point?
Yeah, I did just do a job where actually, yes, I did a job last week where they gave me an Unreal scene, and apparently they don't know how to animate inside of Unreal. So I was just moving stuff around, and I added a few Niagara particle sims and stuff like that, and then added some cars and stuff. But it's like their client specifically said, don't bake the animation into like whatever DCC you're using and export it out as like a FBX or whatever, but actually animate them and get them moving inside of Unreal. So if they want to update the geometry or something like that, they can, which I get that, but it's like they weren't rendering this for real time for a video game or something like that. They, were literally just putting it in an Unreal to have it in Unreal.
I think the problem is that the people that are getting the buzzword and don't understand the difference between, I mean, your average person is going to see Unreal and Cinema 4D and Blender and not know the difference between them, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely.
It becomes this buzzword. It's, we got to do it this way. And because it's faster, but then it ends up costing them more money. It ends up taking twice the time. And sometimes I've seen instances where they just go back to Octane or something, because it didn't work the way they want. There's clients that are like, we want particles, we want water, we want fire, we want smoke, and we want steam, and we want it in Unreal, and we want it to be real time. It's like, no, you're not going to get that. So Unreal is so great for so many things, but you have to know when to use it. And I think this buzzword thing the buzz is gonna die down just a little bit, and people are gonna start realizing that, hey, we have to pick the right tool for the right job.
Yeah.
Not
what I
just
find
Unreal,
interesting is like the job that I think when using it for motion graphics, like, I don't know, you've got to have a pretty good understanding of the workflow of Unreal before you decide to go that route. Like one of the jobs that I'm working on, I 100% get why they're trying to do that, because the rendering time is the major crux for all of it. So if you can go from spending $10,000 rendering, over the course of like 2 days versus rendering it out on a machine over 2 days, one machine,
right,
and it looking 90% of the same, 90% the same, who cares? That is a workflow that I would want to go with. But if you're just using Unreal just to use Unreal, like,
right,
that doesn't make sense to me.
Because I have a small farm here, and it's very fast, and in general I try to keep things like 30 seconds to a minute for each frame, right? Like 30 seconds to a minute for a rendered frame, and the things that I usually do are short. Okay, so we're talking about I just go grab a cup of coffee and use the bathroom, and I come back and it's done. If I went and did that and it took 10 minutes to render something, or even 30 minutes to render something, but then I had to spend 4 hours converting it to Unreal, so I gained 5 minutes in render time. Like,
right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's why I say it's very important. If you're going to move into the Unreal scene, you have to understand that workflow, and you have to understand it well, because otherwise it's just going to cost you time.
Right.
It's just going to cost you time.
And Brett in the chat is right. You know, Avalanche definitely will be something, but that's also working with like a lot more 2D pre-rendered plates, things like that. You know, you're not heavy rendering in real time, at least as far as I know so far.
Yeah.
You know, what's this? I just did, Brett said, I just did a large ArcViz type job, rendered it all in Unreal, and that could not have been done with Redshift. 18 minutes of animation every 2 hours.
Every 2 hours. That's
pretty good.
That's amazing.
But again, it takes knowing the workflow. It takes knowing what has to be optimized and how.
And when to use it. To use it. And what, like, this would be a situation, when you're also dealing with massive scenes or sizes, dimensions for your final renders. That's a good reason to use it.
There's just so like the Facebook group, right? I think the guy got irked at me because
that's not surprising.
I made some comment on there like, it's cool, but you still have, it just doesn't look as good. And he's like, what do you mean it doesn't look as good? I'm like, you can tell when something's in Unreal, and that's my thing I've been saying. You know how you know it's in Unreal? Because it doesn't look as good as it could.
Yeah.
And because if you're a serious artist and you want to make a project and you want to make it look just accurate, right? You want all the GI, you want all the things, you want all the reflections, all of that. You just want it to look completely photorealistic, and the depth of field and all the things. If you go and do that in Unreal as compared to Octane, there isn't a way to make it look as good unless you use Octane or your render takes a long time. There's no real-time version that's going to look like a 10-minute render in Octane. There's just not yet. Could change.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But he got upset because he said something like, "Well, why are you even in here? Why are you even in this this Facebook group if you don't want to use it?" I'm like, because I'm not saying that it's never going to be a thing. I'm not saying it's never going to work. I'm not saying it's never going to get better, but I follow the technology. Are you gatekeeping who can be in the virtual? That's what I said. Are you gatekeeping who can be in virtual production now just because I use another tool? I can't keep an eye on other tools that might help me down the road and learn about it and understand what's going on so I can talk about it. I said, I even said, I think you're getting a little emotional about defending Unreal.
Boy, I'm sure that was that.
No,
really
it
good.
actually turned into a good conversation. Oh, Matt's in the chat. What's up, dude? I'm wondering where you've been. So, it's just one of those things where like you can't fully defend it like that emotionally. I feel like just learn when the best time is to use it and know. And I mean, if it's getting better, it's getting better. But I think everybody would probably agree with me with that. I've heard a lot of people complaining that their clients just use it as a buzzword. So a budword.
Yeah.
Anyway, let us know what you think. Again, mograph.com/weekly poll. We're going to check on that here in a little bit. We are going to go over to NAB, though. Talk about that a little bit.
Yes. Yeah, so NAB is coming, in like, 2 months? Less than 2 months.
Coming up quick.
So, you ready for that, Dave?
Nope.
April 13th through 17th, join us at NAB if you're looking to get a free exhibition-only ticket. Maxon has them. The code is SL4104.
No, that's the booth.
No, sorry.
Number.
That's their booth. Sorry, the passcode is NS9977. So you can pick up a free exhibition-only pass. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of us are already booking our flights and booking our hotels and stuff like that. A good majority of us are probably staying at the MGM or around that area. So that's south on the Strip. You can get honestly like such cheap flights and cheap hotels and stuff like that. Come and join us. Normally Sunday nights we do the big Mograph meetup, which I believe is still happening
I
this
have
year.
gotten word through the grapevine that is happening, so we'll have more details about that soon.
Cool. And then Monday we do the karaoke, the Mograph karaoke stuff, which is great. Tuesday is the pinball party, the Max on pinball party. Then Wednesday, everyone either goes home
Free for
or
all.
whatever.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So if you have any
So-
questions or anything about it, let us know. If you've never been there before, we'll be talking about it more leading up to it. And you can get in our Slack and get your invite for the Deathmatch, and then ask questions in the NAB. Events channel or NAB channel? We have an NAB.
There's
channel.
an NAB 2024. It was funny. It said 2023, and then I believe Raid Zero changed it to 2024.
Yeah, I actually went to go update it, and I saw it had been changed already. So that's thanks, yo.
It's nice.
Thanks, yo. And Phil will be joining
We'll be
us
at the
in Vegas.
Deathmatch. Yeah.
The Deathmatch and in Vegas.
Oh yeah,
so
he's gonna be at the Deathmatch and Vegas. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Traveling, yo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm not traveling as much this year, which is really nice in comparison to last year.
Yeah, well, same with me as well. I still got some travel, but man, it's a little more relaxed. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we should see. Rev and I both want to do some sort of DJ something at NAB. We're trying to figure out at what point we could DJ. That would be fun.
Wonder if we could make one of the rooms, one of the rooms in the karaoke machine, in the karaoke room.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
That'd be fun.
We have to have like a Mograph DJ party, where it's just all Mograph DJs.
Yeah.
Get Zip in there, get Mellow in there. Who else?
Yeah.
Who else?
I don't know.
You're
all on your iPads being DJs.
Yeah. Maybe something at the Beeple event too. We should invite Mixmaster Mike.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah.
He's been wanting to come. I don't know if he's been to the studio yet, so you should see. We'll go to Windbush and see if he wants to get him a ticket. We'll hook him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Oh, Matt said, be sure to add your monorail pass when you register.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. So, anyone now, I don't think there's open access to Sora yet.
I
well,
don't think
they're accepting applications, but I don't know if they've done anything with that yet. Do it. Ezra? What's that? What's Ezra?
I don't know.
I know there's stuff. I know there's stuff better than it.
Yeah. Bing.
Yeah. Let's talk about.
Did you? Were you affected by the AT&T outage last week?
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about it.
You see my segue? I segued for you.
Nice segue. So Solar Cycle 25 has begun, and I think it was about, I don't know, what was it, about a week or two ago? I was talking to you about solar cycles.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about weather all the time. I've never met anyone other than my wife who talks about the weather as much as you do.
Well, this is different though. This is Solar Cycle 25. We're starting to get a lot more flares that could potentially affect us, and I've been watching some of it. And when I woke up, now I don't think that at first there were like actually some weather people who had reports, and they were saying like that these outages were caused by solar flares because a big one just happened.
They are.
I don't think they were. A lot of people were thinking, well, maybe it affected satellites, but it didn't make it the whole way through the ionosphere and messed up our electronics, right? But and a lot of people, here's the thing. Here's what doesn't make sense to me. If it was a solar flare, it would affect multiple carriers, and a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's AT&T." It was more than just AT&T.
Yeah.
There were
because a lot of carriers will share the same cell towers and stuff like that. You know, but from what I heard was basically they pushed an update to the network, you know, and it was a bad update. And so what happened was they then rolled back the update, but because of that, that messed up the registration on your phone, and there was such an influx of registration requests, they couldn't get through them. They had to actually manually push a bunch of them.
Well, that makes sense, kind of.
Yeah.
But why is Verizon and Cricket affected, and why is
Well,
our websites
I mean,
going
I think
down?
they probably all share, you know, some cell towers and stuff. I know, what is it, Mint Mobile or something? They use AT&T's networks. Cricket uses either AT&T or Verizon or something like, or maybe both. I don't know.
I think Cricket uses
But
AT&T.
I thought it was so weird because I woke up and I had SOS on my phone and I was like, that's weird. So I tried
Right.
resetting and it was still SOS. And I looked at my wife's phone and I looked at my kid's phone and they were both fine. You know,
Oh, that's
I was
so
like, this is
weird.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that it's important to think about what you would do in some sort of a major solar event, right? And at least just have a little bit of backup stuff. Now, we're talking like, the problem is if this really happened, there would be a lot more worries, but, you know, like the internet not working and cars not, I mean, cars
Yeah.
wouldn't work.
Yeah.
You know, with their computers and everything now, cars wouldn't even work. So it's a matter of like being prepared at least to you know, maybe have a radio that's protected, you know, ham
Yeah.
radio or something, have some other anything that's electronic. But if you want to imagine something super bad happen, like imagine it took everything out and data centers and everything, Dropbox is gone, backup clouds
Yeah.
are gone, all of that, right? You might never see a picture of anybody ever again if you don't have backups of your
Yeah.
pictures, right? You can't take it off your phone. You can't. It's all gone. You know, you might have a lot of other worries, but you would maybe like to have some old photos, right? So I'm taking an old laptop and I'm putting it in a Faraday bag, right, with a bunch of stuff on it. I'm going to put a lot of important things on a hard drive, put that in a Faraday bag, and I also have a Faraday box that I got, and I'm going to put a radio in it and stuff, right? Ham radio, one that can broadcast, because, you know, I don't really have a license, but I don't think it's going to matter at that point.
Yeah.
You know, so I got these bags, and I showed this off on Discord the other day. I'll see if I can do this in real time here on the show and make it work. But you know, this is all it is, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's it.
It's similar.
That's
I think it's similar to, like, you know, the bags that you get with like hard drives, like actual like big hard drives.
Are they Faraday?
You know, I think they are, because so what's funny is remember back in the day, this is gonna date us. Remember back in the day when your phone would start, before it would start ringing, you get that or whatever on your speakers. If you threw your phone into one of those bags, you wouldn't get that. But I also don't think
Well, of
you'd get a
course.
phone call.
You wouldn't get the phone call. Okay,
Yeah.
Here, I'll try and do it. I'm gonna put on our live.
Uh-huh.
See if I can do it. The other day it didn't work because I realized it was buffering. It was buffered,
Oh,
so
right.
it kept going. So I'll
Right.
wait and I'll start the live whenever. Okay, let's see. And I got to turn it up too. We're gonna see
How much were those Faraday bags?
It wasn't much. It wasn't that much. I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly because I bought a whole bunch, you know, in bulk, kind of. Not a lot, but like 5 or 6
Yeah.
plus. There's different sizes.
Preppers are us.
Yeah, preppers are us. All right, let's see what happens. I'm gonna bring up the show. I'll let it load here. Get a little stream going. All right, let's see what happens. I'm gonna bring up the show.
Oh.
Let it load here. Get a little stream going. All right, let's see what happens. I'm gonna bring up the show.
Oh, I love how it's just repeating the exact same thing
Right.
over and over again.
There it goes. It stopped.
There it goes.
Yeah,
That's
it
cool.
ran out of buffer and then it turned off.
Yep.
So let's see when
So,
I take it
for
out.
those
what
who
happens?
worried about the CIA implanting thoughts into your brain, just
Good.
wear a Faraday bag at all times.
As soon as I open the top,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
That's
That's
pretty
really
cool that
cool.
it, like, you know, actually comes back online.
Yeah. Yeah, that little
Immediately.
one might be good for a phone or something. Grab one
Yeah.
of your old phones and put it in there. You know, the
Yeah.
one you got in the closet. Take a hard drive, put it in here, use the box, just put some stuff in there. You know, I'm not a big prepper, but I do think about that sometimes, and
Yeah.
you know how bad we could really get messed up with, even if it's
I have
a
a
small
backpack.
solar thing. You know, like imagine
Yeah.
like we had like a minor event and like some stuff kind of broke and Maybe some
Yeah.
people's hard drives corrupt, but some don't.
I mean, honestly, even lightning can do that if it's too close. If it strikes too close. We had a bunch of our electronics go out in my house when our house got struck by lightning when I was growing up.
And EMP. What if there's an EMP attack? That's the first thing I thought when all the phone lines went out like that and everybody had SOS.
Yeah.
I'm like, who's about to attack us? You take out the communications first.
I know.
That's how you do it.
That's our...
Yep. Or did a nuke
I
go
know,
off?
like,
Which that causes an EMP type thing when a nuke goes off.
Yeah, the for those when I went through the tornado back in what was it? Whenever a long time ago, 2016, I think it was. Yeah, it was impossible to make a phone call. Like you just couldn't get through to anyone, and it was crazy. It took me 45 minutes for a 4-minute drive to get to my house to check it out, and I could not get through to anyone.
Well, you got SOS now.
Yeah,
that
you have
help.
SOS, but I don't know if that SOS is actually going to work. I don't know.
It's supposed to. The new one is supposed to let you make satellite calls or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, you'd be able to hopefully get out. So,
yeah.
Let's see. We got one more. Where is it? Headline number 8, Notion calendar. I wanted to talk about this a little bit. I had it in my notes a while back, and I kind of went over it. Skipped over it. I think we were having Jules on, so I was kind of like, we'll hit
Is it
up
a
another
new
time.
calendar edition in Notion? Is that what it is?
So it's a separate app.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
completely separate app. So what it does first of all is it takes everything that's in your Notion and anything that has a date on it, it puts it into the calendar, right? Which is really cool.
That's pretty
and you
cool.
can filter it too. You can do all the same filters if you don't want to see everything. But the other thing is it brings in all of your other calendars. So you can attach
Google and
all
the other ones.
like everything,
rad.
right? So you have everything that you have to do task-wise on a timeline. You can click on it, and it opens that Notion node or whatever you would call it, right? And you can go into everything. Plus, on the calendar, you could just move it around. You could also set it up so it kind of exports everything back out. So I have it all coming back into my Apple calendar. So I can still see everything on my watch. But that's really cool because now I have like this ecosystem. Like before, if I had a bunch of I do everything in Notion, right? So if I had a bunch of stuff in Notion and it's like, I got to do that day and I got to do that day, I would maybe have a date listed on it. But if it's something big, like not a little task, but if it's something major for the day, I got to go over here and put it in my calendar too. And so I'm doing this thing twice. It's over here and it's over here. And if I change the date, I got to, you know what I mean? Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But that's what's great about it is you can bring it all in, bring it all back out. And it's just like this all-encompassing calendar for everything.
Yeah.
And the thing that I've really been liking lately about Notion and really getting into is the fact that, when you open up a node, I call it a node just because I don't know, because I'm a animation nerd. You can use Markdown. You can do bullet points. You can do coloring. All the stuff we use in our notes together, right?
Yeah.
But they also have like a home page now. Like I had done my own dashboard at one point, and I still use my own dashboard, and it just shows, short-term stuff for the week or the next 2 weeks or whatever. But now there's a home page, and it kind of does all this stuff for you. And it's really great. Even like try to use Notion on your phone kind of sucks,
Yeah, it does.
and they're making it
if
better.
it loads at all.
Yeah, but they're making it better. And what I like is the fact that it shows like recents. It goes to home on your phone, and I'll see if I can bring it up real quick. It goes to like home on your phone, and you're not gonna be able to see it, but at the top there's like these recent things, right? And so if you had just done something on your desktop, when you're trying to share a link for something, but like it's on your desktop and then you want to put it on your phone, so you just throw it in a Notion or Notes or something so you can grab that link on your phone. It shows the recent stuff. So like right now, episode 401 that we're doing right now is the most recent on here. So I can just bring it up and go to my headlines. So I'm really enjoying all of that. And what's great is now this integration, the new home screen, everything else combined with the calendar is really great. really great. So
That's cool.
There's just so many different ways you can use it. You can change the databases on the fly, change the sorting, doing all that. If you haven't used Notion at all, man, I run my life through Notion now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I love it though. So, all right, we're going to check in on our poll in just a second. Don't forget, it's mograph.com/weekly poll, or if you're watching live right now, you can click on the QR code. Okay, one last chance, and we're gonna double check on that, and then of course throughout the week we're gonna check on it and have the results next week, because I'm interested to see where people really think this is going, where artists think this is going. Is it just going to be all Unreal, or is it just going to be part of the ecosystem?
Yeah.
Have its fair share, just like Blender, Maya, Cinema 4D, Unreal, or is it going to take over the world? So we'll see, but we'll be right back.
Hey, fellow Mographer, I'm Dryson, and I would love to personally invite you to check out Frame One, a podcast where I sit down with creative leaders within our industry to hear the journey of their startup story, how they felt, and of course, uncover tips and tricks that they use to find success in their business. If you've ever considered freelancing, or maybe even starting your own studio, you need to check out Frame One, available on all podcasting platforms, and of course, at frameoneshow.com.
Sorry, I was doing my Be Real during the... Apparently went off an hour ago when we started the show.
Yeah, it did.
Wow.
You were stressing.
More than an hour. I was stressing. I did a lot of fat fingers today, though. That's what I'll say.
That's all right.
That's what we called it on the
Man, I got this little
fat fingering.
I got like blue lights back here, and I gotta say, I'm really liking the way the blue is like blending into the gray. I've got some blue hair dye. I think I'm gonna go do it.
You're a blue hair
as soon as we're done.
Yeah, that'll cover up the gray, right? The blue.
Right.
Yeah. That'd be cool. So, one last time, we're gonna check on this poll. I shouldn't have brought it up before, because now you all know the answers already. Oh, it's changed.
Well, you got
okay.
one more. There you go.
Actually, I never voted, so you can say that's 7-1 right now, and
right.
I think everybody is right, except the one person there.
Yep. They are wrong.
They are wrong. No, I'm really looking forward to seeing what people think about that next week. So we'll check on that. I don't know if we have anything else. I think that's pretty much it. I can't believe
that's it.
We went that long. Actually, I thought it was gonna be a short show. Yeah.
I mean, short in comparison to the 2 to 4 hour shows we did at the starting out.
Yeah.
I like the new
format.
The new format.
Yeah, new format. That should be a poll too. We'll do that next week. What do you think about the new format? Nah, go back to the old one. I hate this. We'll just put it all back. It's like, oh, you don't like it? Cool, deal with it. So, yeah, who knows what's going to be next week? We are trying to schedule some guests and things. We're talking to Ducky 3D. We're going to talk a little bit about Blender pretty soon. That might actually be next week. We haven't put it on paper yet, so we'll figure that out. So make sure you just check us on social. Do the TikToks, do the YouTubes, do the Instagrams. You're going to see shorts. You're going to see stuff. Hey, and if you want to follow our personal accounts, you can do that too. Yep. What's yours?
Go to mattmilstead.mograph.com. Follow me on there.
Ah, there you go. But what about all your other things? Your Instagram?
I don't care about them. I don't update them at all. I only update my Mograph site.
Oh. Well, okay then. Well, I am going to be posting some TikToks on mine. Zeta.art is my website. You can find all the socials there. But I'm going to do some reels and things just some fun breakdowns, experiments, and see if anybody likes it. If they like it, I'll keep doing it. If not, I'll just stop.
You should break down the digital deathmatch animation you did.
I'm going to. After the one I'm doing this week, I'm going to break that down as well. I got kind of a cool little format that I'm going to try and see if people like it. I don't know. But
cool.
If you want to email us, info@mograph.com. If you want to hear about a specific topic, if something's coming up, send us something to be like, hey, you should absolutely talk about this on the show next week. And, we might actually do it.
Yeah.
And again, Slack, just email us. There's a Discord. We hang out all the time. And I don't have anything else, do you?
Nope, that's it.
All right.
That's everything I know.
Everybody. appreciate you watching, hanging out with us while I fat finger it. I'll practice more next week, I promise. So, till next time, I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
Have a good one.
Later, yo.
It's pretty good, I guess.
Introducing Mograph TV from Mograph.com, a free motion graphics and animation channel streaming your favorite content and favorite artists 24/7. Mograph TV features motion graphics tutorials, talks, tips, inspiration, and replays of popular live shows. We offer something for all levels of designer, from introductory tutorials to high-level breakdowns and everything in between.
That track looks great to me.
Mograph TV features software like Cinema 4D, After Effects, Unreal Engine,
What up?
third-party plugins, and other 2D and 3D software. We also feature live motion events, short-form clips, crypto art, and even a little photo and video editing. Learn from the people that inspire you most, and stay up to date on all the latest industry news, announcements, and community events. You'll also see exclusive offers only available by watching. With 3 8-hour blocks each day, you'll be sure to catch everything, no matter what your time zone. Keep it on as a companion to your workday and learn something new. Meet a friend, watch a demo, catch a classic tutorial, or even find new inspiration.
That's a British word?
A lot of things are British words.
Yes, good luck with all your projects.
Mograph TV, television for the design community 24/7.